YouTube. Hello. We are back, and today, Saturday, 8:25 in the morning. I have a whole heck of a lot to do today. Last night I started working on the speakers a little bit, pulling them out, figuring out what I'm going to do. I want to get the front, all of the front sound system is going to get done. I worked on the stereo setup. Look at this wiring mess. This is all just to connect to the stock stereo. So look at this mess. So I got a cool Sony head unit, and then this is all of the stuff to connect so that I can still utilize my steering wheel connections, as well as there's a little USB port down there and all sorts of things. Look at, I even had to have randomly had to have a little connector and all this goofy stuff. The speakers I'm not used to. It's a little bit different setup. I'm gonna have to pull the door speaker down there, and then I got to pull these pillars on either side to pull that out to get to the tweeter. So the goal today is to get the stereo in, get the box finished so the box can finally go in, because that's been holding up the van. Then I'm going to get some fairing strips cut so that I can start doing the walls, because once the boxes are in, then it's a matter of just wiring all of this stuff together. I have the lights. The ceiling is coming this week. Lots of stuff going on. It's 2 weeks, so it's Saturday today. I've got 2 weeks basically until I leave. So a lot is going to happen in the next 2 weeks, and it starts now. So without further ado, I'm going to get to work because I'm already talking too long and need to start pulling and cutting and doing all the things. So we're going to get to it. All right, so we're starting with the door speakers. We've got all of the door speakers unplugged, or all of the tweeters. They're all unplugged. Everything is ready to go. I'm going to split these because this is the part that's going to connect to the door speaker cable. So I'll strip these and get them ready to connect to. So I'm realizing that this is for the crossover. So I do need to cut this so that I can extend it. But I am also going to need some additional wires to connect to the speakers. It says 30 out. There's no way. But we got it. Anybody that's doing the speaker install on a ProMaster, and fishing the cable through, if you can see here, go through here, I fished it down in through that hole, as you can see, and I basically just fondled it around in there until I got it to close enough to where the boot, that little boot in there, I got it close as I could get it to here, and then pulled it through, and now have it out here. Again, that wasn't very easy. It was much easier on this side because I already knew what I was looking for and doing. But it's so cold out right now that it was not easy trying to fish that through and stand there in the cold. So we got her warming up in here right now. Next thing is going to be, I'll get these bad boys wired up to the wire, because I already have them in place. So look at this guy. I screwed this onto the back like that. It had its own mount, and I screwed it through, and so that's already firm in there. So I should, I'll just wire this guy to this guy, like so, and we should be good. So I'm going to do that now, and then get this guy connected up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I didn't film any of this just because it was all just wiring and connecting, as you can see. So I just wired my crossover switch, or my crossover cable, to the two little connectors, and then same thing from the stock wiring to connectors for the speakers, like so. Did that on both sides, and now we're gonna connect our battery here. Should be connected enough. they do work. So that is dope. Everything works as expected. So now this is cool because we get to just pop those back in, pop the panels back in, and then we get to start on the lovely, lovely stereo. And that guy I am going to set up the tripod for, because that'll be interesting and that'll be a fun one to watch along for. The speakers are just speakers, but that guy is going to be, as you saw the mess of wiring, that thing is going to be interesting. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what it looks like for the last time. We got this bottom piece pulled out. Luckily, I watched a video, and so this guy just literally looks like if you just pull it up, it basically pops out. And then there was 2 screws and another one here and another one here, and then that thing just pulled out. The reason I pulled it out is I'm gonna pull this out, and then I have to fish the RCA cables for the sub output, as well as the rear speakers and the sub signal or the amp signal. So all of those got to get run through anyways. So I was like, I might as well just pull all this stuff off. And honestly, the ProMaster makes this really easy. Like, I didn't have to take off the whole door panel and, like, you know, just do a bunch of stuff. It's literally just a couple things. And like in my Chevy, I had to pull off the whole dash just to get to the deck. Whereas this thing, you literally just push this in and boom, deck's right there. So we'll put the deck in, or pull the deck. And then some people have said that pulling this guy off makes your life a lot easier getting into the back, especially with how many flipping wires there are. So we're going to get this thing on the tripod, get to work, and hopefully this goes quick.
Think you're seething, grab 'em by the heartstrings, but if they're resisting, so deceiving. Got 'em wrapped around your finger while it's on the trigger. Your secrets are burning up, can't pretend to cover up the demons inside your lungs, inside your guts. You're walking and you're up so away, slow talking but you're out your mind. Slow walking, taking up no step, ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. Sky walking and you're up so away, slow talking but you're out your mind. Sky walking, taking up no step, ego's gonna trip, wanna watch you lose your grip. You're so reckless, a wolf in pretty clothing, but deep inside you're broken.
Well, after a long day's work, let's turn it on, see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wait for it. So, it's in. The front end is in and done. Looks super clean. I am super pumped with that. We've got our little mic here. We've got our Bluetooth device up there for our directions. Get this guy squared up and straight. Super dope. Clean factory install, you'd never even know. And then come back here and look at that. We've got our wiring for the sub. Our input for the amp, as well as our RCA cables for the amp. Amp is inside this box here. Next thing is to go in and get the box for the bed done. That is our next step. I got some little hinges we're gonna put in, get those put in, and then we're gonna come back out and continue working on getting this all installed and running. So goal tonight, hopefully we get the sub in and running. That would be ideal. If we could get that done tonight, we are sitting pretty. Went home, grabbed the battery, and grabbed a ton of other stuff in here that I can work on. So, with that said, we got wires, jumpers, runners, sprinters, laughers, hoppers, skippers. Get those all dialed in and get this box in here and get this thing ready to go. So, without further ado, we are gonna get after it. All right, y'all. I've been at it today. Started with the deck, got that all installed, got our wires ran. We are officially looking, got everything set up. We're ready for the sub box or the bed box to go in. Bed box is going in next. Get these cables kind of out of the way. So we'll go grab that box and we'll slide her on in. Well, this is something I was kind of nervous about. We're just a little bit long on this side, or on this side we are. So I'm gonna cut this down right here. You won't be able to see this anyways, it'll be hidden. So I'm gonna cut this down, take these screws out, and then cut it down the side here, and then re-slide it in, and we should be good to go. Well. We're back. There are some things that didn't get filmed. As you can see what I just showed, there's a lot that has gone on since the last video. And there's some good reason, that being that it was 11 p.m. when I was working, so I was tired and done. And then yesterday I worked for a little bit and didn't really record anything. I needed some clarification on wiring stuff, you know, where does stuff go? How does it, how does it get done? All of those kinds of things. So I needed some pointers and tips on that. And I got that dialed in and good to go. And now I'm back here today. We are, before I start showing you stuff around, we're 12 days out of when I got to leave. So the van looks like this right now. We're a long ways out from being done. There's going to be a lot of late nights and stuff coming up here to get this thing done. So to catch you up with where I was at, we've got all of our wires pulled. They all make sense now. We have them all in line. I got some clarification on my box and how that all works. My sub and amp or at least the amp is in. I had to redo my wiring because I was going to wire to this battery, which isn't a great idea for the amp. So there's a little blue guy up there that's hanging out, waiting to be ready to plugged in. Today's build / things I'm going to work on is kicking butt on the amp. I've got these two wires that need to be grounded, so I got to sand off a little piece, put a bolt through, sand it down, call it good. I need to run I need to figure out my speaker wire from over there and run those so I can get that over to here. Tonight at like 9:30, I'm going to grab the sub from Matt. That thing just needs to get put in. So as long as I get my grounds in and I get my power in, I'll get the grounds in, and then we'll put the sub in, and then I'll put the power in, and I should be good, ready to rock there. I got my switch box done. That thing's all ready to go, dialed in. I got all my wires hanging here, ready to get wired into the box. I need to pull my other light. There was that one there. I just need to pull that through so that those are ready to get spliced in. And then I might even move on to the water tank today. We'll see. We're really in overkill and like grind mode to get all this stuff done. So I'm working like a maniac to get through these things and basically get as much stuff done as I can possibly get done, because it is really coming down to the wire here. So I'm going to be, enough talking. I'm going to get to working and get going. So we'll catch you. Okay, so the rear speaker hookup on the ProMasters is right here, and you need a plug, but I don't need the plug. So, I shouldn't even say I don't need the plug. I just cut the wires out, and then I wired them in, got them all in there, and then they tuck and run all the way around the back. And then I've got my one cable there for that side, and then I have the other guy right here for this side. And while we were away, got our ground all grounded up there. This wire here, you're probably wondering what it's for, is going to be for the isolator switch, or the isolator that I've got. So I've got that guy. drilled out. Also drilled out a little hole there, so the wires are all nicely ran out and fed out there, and then they're gonna feed into the box right through there. I might have to make the hole a little bigger, but I wanted to keep it small. Bam! Done. In and done. Wires routed behind. Now we'll just shove this guy down like that. And we'll just put him in that big pile of cables there. All right, so with that, we got those wires ready to be spliced in. We cleaned this up a lot in here. This stuff in the middle is just sitting here, but cleaned up significantly. Got it all ready to go. Look at that. Sub is in. Ooh. Oh, look at that thing dancing. It's reading 12 volts, primed, or 14 volts, sorry. The amp is on. Sounds like we got stuff, so we're gonna play it here and see what happens. There's the leathers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a late night, but we're all wired in and good to go. And if we pop this, bow, bow, and then if we hit this, oh yeah, that thing is gonna be killer. So yeah, we got everything hooked up. There's only one thing left, and that's my isolator switch, which I have to order. But once I get that, then this green cable will be good to go and the box will be done. So I just have a little 12 volt fan I'm going to install in here, and then that is going to be that. So we are really trucking along. This was a huge step. It looks like a GD mess in here, but once I get a couple things buttoned up, it is going to look like a whole new van. This is, again, the seats, or like the boxes themselves, obviously, as you can tell, they're holding all of the stuff. These took forever to do, and has been the real holdup of the build. And now that those are in, we quickly prepared the electrical, you know, got it all dialed in, ready to go. And then luckily, thank you to Riley and Schmo Services for coming through, doing a house call, getting me dialed in with the battery and all my wiring. He got this guy all dialed in, fuses, switches, wiring, it's all good to go. So when I'm in here like this, you know, after the top is on, we'll be able to open it up, and then we've got full access to everything. And then just for shits and giggles, oh, give it a little extra push. Doesn't like that. We've got the slow close on the door again. So moving right along. That next step is going to be to kind of get that wire down in there and get that dialed in, and then from there we're good to go, and we're going to start shiplapping the walls and really doing the some of these final touches. I was talking to him about how I'm going to do the ceiling. So the next few days and into the weekend is going to be a major overhaul on the van. It is really grind time. It's midnight. I'm going to bed. It's been a late night. Early morning coming, but we're moving right along and getting stuff done. So without further ado, I'm going to bed. We'll see you guys later. I'm out. Got this cleaned out. The next thing I'm going to do is grab the water tank and put the fittings on the water tank and then try to slide it in to see how it fits and see what we're working with. Nervous to put it in because I might not be able to get it back out.